Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to explore, those hidden truths about happiness and fulfillment. The kind that might take, most of us a lifetime to figure out. We'll be diving into this YouTube video by Maggie McCormack. It's titled, "It Took Me 30-plus years to Realize What I'll Tell You in 10 Minutes." So get ready for like a shortcut to wisdom.
Yeah, McCormack really just, jumps right in. She kicks things off by admitting that she chased fame for years, thinking it would just equal like happiness and worthiness.
She even mentions wanting to be famous since she was just 12 years old, believing that fame would solve all her problems. Like, I can kind of relate to that. The feeling that, like, if only everyone liked me, life would be perfect. Did you ever feel that?
Oh, for sure. I think that's pretty common.
Yeah. But what I think is really fascinating is how she connects this to a common psychological trap.
Right. It's what we call, external validation, where we just seek approval from outside sources like fame, success, even physical appearance, instead of, focusing on internal fulfillment, which is about feeling content and worthy, like from within.
Okay, so it's like when we based our self-worth on how many likes we get on a social media post, rather than how we truly feel about ourselves. I've definitely fallen into that trap before.
Yeah, me too.
It makes me think about all the times I've chased a goal, thinking if I just get this promotion, or find the perfect partner, or even, reach that dream body, then I'll finally be happy. It's like we're putting conditions on our happiness, right?
Yeah, exactly. And McCormack's message is that we don't have to wait for those external achievements to feel worthy. She states very boldly that we are all worthy right now simply because we exist.
That's a really powerful statement. It's not about achieving something external to finally be worthy. It's about recognizing that inherent worthiness right now. But how do we actually do that? Like, how do we actually do that when there's just so much pressure to achieve and constantly do more?
Well, this is where self-love comes in. McCormack shares this personal example about her struggles with body image and relationships. She achieved what she thought was the perfect body and found love, but she still didn't feel content, because she lacked self-love.
It's like she was in this loving relationship, but was still like fixated on her weight, always feeling like she wasn't enough. This is so insightful because it shows that, those external achievements can't really fill the void if we haven't cultivated a sense of self-worth and acceptance, from within.
Absolutely. And this isn't just, some theory from McCormack. It's something she's observed firsthand, in her work as a podiatrist, primarily with elderly patients.
She contrasts like two types of patients, right?
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
She sees patients that, remain focused on external appearances. Even at like an advanced age, they're constantly comparing themselves to others and, seeking validation, which, makes their world feel smaller as they age.
Yeah. It reminds me of the story she shares about a 92-year-old patient who is like worried about wrinkles and envying her daughter-in-law's skin. It makes you wonder, like when does that obsession with external validation end? But she also, she also sees another group of patients who approach aging, well, very differently.
Right. These are the patients who just radiate contentment and like curiosity about life. They find purpose and joy in things like gardening, travel, even skydiving at 85. They're the ones who are just embracing growth and continual learning, which seems to be the key to their contentment.
So it sounds like she's saying that we're either evolving or devolving. We're never staying the same. Like those who focus on growth and learning continue to expand their world, while those fixated on, external appearances just see their world kind of shrink over time.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And then McCormack offers this really powerful definition of true freedom. She says it's when something that used to scare you doesn't scare you anymore.
I like that.
Right. And she gives like some really compelling examples. Public speaking, no longer triggering, that anxiety or criticism rolling off your back, aging not being a source of fear, and social anxieties losing their grip.
Imagine, like, those things that usually make you anxious or self-conscious, like no longer having power over you. That's the kind of freedom that she's describing. Just a level of inner peace where you're no longer dependent on external validation for your sense of self-worth.
I'm starting to see a theme here. It's about recognizing our inherent worthiness and choosing to find, fulfillment from within rather than chasing those, external markers of success. And speaking of chasing things, McCormack shares an interesting story about her mortgage.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She initially believed that paying off her mortgage would just, like bring her financial security.
Then she realized that that feeling of scarcity, that fear of not having enough, wouldn't magically disappear even if she achieved that financial goal.
It highlights a crucial point, right? True security comes from an internal shift in mindset, not just from those, external achievements.
Okay, so it's not enough to just achieve a financial goal. We also need to shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Can you elaborate on what that looks like?
Sure, it's about trusting in the universe's provision and believing that things will work out, even when we face, challenges or uncertainty.
So instead of constantly fearing that we, don't have enough money, love, success, it's about cultivating a sense of trust and gratitude for what we already have. It seems like a much more peaceful way to live.
Definitely.
Now, McCormack also talks about her experience with her YouTube channel. And this kind of ties into what we were discussing earlier about, finding joy in the process rather than just focusing on the end goal.
Right. She describes how achieving a viral video brought, temporary excitement, but then the pressure to replicate that success just, led to fear and anxiety.
It's like she became so focused on the outcome, like going viral, that she lost sight of the joy of just creating videos that, helped and inspired people.
Yeah. And this is where McCormack's key insight really comes in. She suggests that we shift our focus from, when I achieve X, I'll be happy, to, how can I enjoy the process of working towards X. It's about recognizing that fulfillment comes from the journey, not just the destination.
She uses a great analogy to illustrate this point. The hero's journey.
Ah, yes. Life is a continuous cycle of challenges and triumphs. And the real joy comes from embracing, the entire process, not just reaching the peak of the mountain. There will always be another mountain to climb. So, we might as well just enjoy the climb.
I love that. It's like, a lot of us just get caught up in this idea of, I'll be happy when. Like, we're always postponing our happiness until we reach, some arbitrary milestone. But McCormack, like, she challenges us to kind of flip the script, and just start experiencing those desired feelings now, regardless of our external circumstances. It's a pretty radical concept.
It is. Like she's saying, hey, you don't have to wait for that promotion or to, find the perfect partner to feel worthy or loved. Like you can choose to feel those things right now, regardless of your external circumstances.
That makes me think about something you said earlier about choosing to feel safe, even if we haven't achieved like financial security yet. That's an interesting idea. But isn't a sense of security also tied to having our basic needs met? How can we feel truly secure if we're struggling to make ends meet or don't have a stable living situation?
Right, right. You bring up a great point, and it's important to acknowledge that our external reality, does play a role in our overall well-being. However, McCormick's message isn't about, denying those external challenges. It's more about recognizing that we have more control over our internal state than we often realize.
So it's not about pretending everything is perfect when it's not, but rather about cultivating a sense of inner peace and security, even amidst challenges.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that true security or any feeling we desire, it doesn't solely come from external achievements, but also from a shift in our, mindset.
Like instead of saying, I'll feel worthy when I achieve X, we can ask ourselves, what would it, feel like to embody worthiness right now? Like, what would it look like to move through the world as a worthy person, even if I haven't achieved that specific goal yet.
That's a great way to put it. It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we could cultivate within ourselves. It's about recognizing, the power we have to just choose our emotional state, regardless of what's happening, around us.
It reminds me of something McCormack says about the universe.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
She suggests that if we choose to believe the universe is friendly and, supportive, what she calls a benevolent universe, we can tap into a deeper sense of safety and security, even when, facing uncertainty.
So it's like choosing to see the world as a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Trusting that we have what we need, even if it doesn't always look the way we, expect. But how do we shift to that mindset? Like when we're surrounded by so much negativity and fear.
Well, it starts with just, becoming aware of our thoughts and beliefs. Are we constantly, focusing on what we lack? Or are we actively looking for the good that's, already present in our lives?
So instead of constantly worrying about what we don't have, we could just choose to focus on what we're, grateful for, even as we continue to work towards our goals.
Mhm.
It's about appreciating the journey as much as the destination.
Exactly. And that gratitude, that trust in a benevolent universe can have a profound impact on our, emotional well-being. It allows us to move through the world with less fear and anxiety, knowing that we are supported even when challenges, arise.
It all ties back to McCormack's idea that we're either evolving or devolving. We're never staying, the same.
Yeah, she uses this powerful analogy to describe this journey of, growth and evolution. She talks about mountains.
Oh, yeah, she says once you reach the peak of one mountain, there's always another mountain to climb. Like there's no final destination, just a continuous path of growth and expansion.
Right. It's a beautiful metaphor for life. There's always something new to learn, another challenge to, overcome, another level of understanding to reach. It's in that, process of striving and learning and overcoming, obstacles that we truly discover our potential and experience the most, fulfilling moments.
That reminds me of something else she said that really struck me. Life is not about meeting some, magical destination. It's about growing until we take our last breath.
I love that. It's a powerful reminder that growth and evolution are, essential for a fulfilling life. It's not about reaching some static point of perfection, but about continuously expanding, learning, and becoming more of who we're, meant to be.
But growth can be uncomfortable, right? It often requires us to step outside our, comfort zones, to face those fears that hold us back.
Exactly. McCormack talks about the importance of, embracing discomfort. She says, it's amazing what can happen when you get into your discomfort zone. It's in those moments of, challenge and discomfort that we often discover hidden strengths and resilience that we never knew, we possessed.
So it's about pushing past those self-imposed limitations, those fears that prevent us from, fully experiencing life.
Yeah. It's about stepping into the unknown, knowing that even if we stumble or fall, we'll emerge stronger and wiser from the, experience.
It's almost like reframing those, like embarrassing moments, those times when we look back and cringe as signs of, growth.
Totally. They indicate that we're no longer the same person we were then. We've learned and evolved. It's about giving ourselves permission to be, perfectly imperfect, to acknowledge that we're all, works in progress.
It's about embracing the messy, imperfect nature of, being human, knowing that it's in those imperfections that we discover our most, authentic selves. And that's such a liberating thought.
Absolutely. It frees us from the pressure of having to be, perfect and allows us to embrace the journey of becoming. It's about recognizing that every experience, even the uncomfortable ones, contributes to our overall growth and transformation.
McCormack concludes with a thought-provoking question that really gets to the heart of, her message.
Oh, yeah.
hmm
What's that?
She asks, what are you waiting for? Like, what is that thing you believe will, make you feel complete or whole or happy? And can you start giving yourself permission to feel those things right now, even if your external reality, hasn't caught up yet? It's a powerful question that invites us to, examine our own beliefs and behaviors. Are we holding ourselves hostage to some future achievement or circumstance? Or can we choose to, experience those desired feelings right here, right now? You know that question, like, what are you waiting for? It's really been like swirling in my mind. It's just so easy to fall into that trap of thinking like, I'll be happy when. But McCormick's message, it's all about reclaiming our power to choose, happiness now. So how do we actually make that shift? How do we go from like longing for a feeling to actually like, experiencing it in the present moment?
Well, it starts with awareness, right? First you need to identify the feeling you're seeking. Is it, worthiness, love, peace, joy, security, or something else entirely? And once you have, that feeling in mind, really explore what it, means to you.
So if I'm like longing for love, for example, I would ask myself, what does love like feel like in my body? What thoughts and beliefs, do I associate with that feeling?
Exactly. And once you have a clearer sense of the feeling you want to cultivate, you can start to like embody it.
It's almost like acting, isn't it? We can choose to act as if we already, feel the way we want to feel.
That's a great way to think about it. McCormack, she emphasizes the power of giving ourselves permission to feel those desired emotions. Instead of saying, like, I'll feel loved when I find a partner, we can say, I choose to feel love right now, regardless of, my relationship status.
It's about, like you mentioned before, shifting from a place of lack to a place of abundance. Instead of focusing on what's missing, we can choose to like appreciate the love that's already present, in our lives, from family, friends, pets, or even the love we have for ourselves.
And here's the amazing thing. As we practice embodying these feelings, we actually start to like rewire our brains. We create new neural pathways that reinforce those, positive emotions.
So it's not just about positive thinking. It's about taking action and practicing feeling those emotions, even if it feels a bit awkward or unfamiliar at first.
Think of it like building a muscle. The more we practice, the stronger our ability to access and to stay those, positive feelings becomes.
Makes sense.
And McCormack also suggests using, visualization as a tool.
Oh, right. Like if we want to feel worthy, for example, we could visualize ourselves standing tall, confident, deserving of uh, good things.
Exactly. Visualization is a powerful way to create change. When we vividly imagine ourselves, experiencing those feelings, we're sending a strong message to our subconscious mind, which then starts working to make that vision a reality.
It's almost like planting a seed in our minds and then, nurturing it with positive thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And over time, that seed will grow and blossom into a reality that reflects, our deepest desires. Wow, this has been such an empowering deep dive. We've gone from like uncovering the hidden truths about happiness to exploring practical tools for, cultivating those feelings within ourselves.
Yeah, it's really about, taking control of our own happiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
LaCormac's message is a powerful reminder that we have far more control over our, happiness than we often realize. We don't have to wait for external circumstances to, change. We can choose to cultivate joy, peace, and fulfillment right now.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this final thought. What feeling are you longing for? What small step can you take today to start cultivating that feeling within yourself? It might be a simple act of self-care, a moment of gratitude, or a conscious decision to, embody a positive emotion Remember, the power to create a more fulfilling life, it lies within you.
That's right. It's time to stop waiting and start living the life you desire.